Hello, you absolute legends. Back in January, I made a video talking about the infamous red joystick, where new photos emerged that confirmed Billy Mitchell, video game player of the century, was playing on a modified machine. For those out of the loop, Billy Mitchell claims to have achieved the Donkey Kong World Record at a mortgage brokers convention in 2007, and contends that he achieved the world record on original hardware. And he is suing Twin Galaxies, the most well-known record-keeping organization, because they claim that Billy didn't play on original hardware and removed his world records. The photos were huge news because it showed so concretely that Billy wasn't truthful. It was just so easy to understand. You didn't need to know any technical details. You just needed to know that an original joystick is black and not red, and playing on modified hardware was against the rules. Well, here's a secret. Twin Galaxies had these photos since 2020, 3 years before that video was made. And yes, even I knew about these photos as well, but the photos were kept secret, ensuring that Billy never knew the photos existed. Twin Galaxies was waiting silently, waiting patiently, until the time was right to unleash the photos onto the world. And that time was during Billy Mitchell's deposition. It was critical that up until his deposition, Billy did not know that Twin Galaxies knew that the joystick was red. This would ensure that Billy would fall into any traps that Twin Galaxies might lay, and lay traps they did. You see, the lawyer for Twin Galaxies is very smart, and Billy is, well, Billy. Need I say more? And let's just say that Billy was outmatched and outwitted. Billy had no idea what was coming, and Billy fell face first into one of the biggest self-dug holes I've ever seen. You are about to receive a masterclass in how to question a pathological liar, and you are about to witness one of the greatest moments in deposition history. You are going to love this, and I cannot wait to show you. Now legends, in this video I've partnered with Geology, who offer award-winning skin, hair and body products. Honestly, there is absolutely no excuse. Everyone should be taking good care of themselves, and Geology will have you looking and smelling your very best. Trust me, people can tell, and if you look and smell good, people will treat you better. Personally, my skin is super oily, so I need to use Geology's everyday face wash or my face looks gross. And I use their nourishing eye cream because I get massive black eyes from not getting enough sleep. But I also recently started using their body wash and deodorant, and they smell incredible. I used to just use random sports deodorants, but Geology products seriously smell amazing in comparison. There is a good reason they have over 7,000 5-star reviews, and I really suggest giving Geology products a try. The process is super simple. Just click the link in the description or scan the QR code and take a 30-second quiz, and Geology will send a personalized routine right to your door. And right now, for a limited time, if you use my code CarlJob70, Geology will give you an exclusive 70% off their award-winning trial set. Plus, you can save up to 30% off a product you choose to add on top. It's a really good deal, so again, just click the link in the description. So the stage is set. Twin Galaxies knows the stick is red, but Billy doesn't know that Twin Galaxies knows this. The plan is to get Billy to lie and say the stick is black. Then, after he's already perjured himself, they can show the photos and prove the stick is red. But the way they do it is very strategic, and they slowly and methodically allow Billy to dig his hole without realizing what's happening. To begin, they ask general questions about what an original Donkey Kong arcade looks like. Notice how they don't go straight for the stick, instead making it seem like it's just a natural follow-on question, therefore not startling Billy.
What color is the cabinet?
Sometimes blue, usually blue, sometimes red.
And that's how you can tell it's an original Donkey Kong cabinet?
They're both original.
Okay, with the blue or red?
That is correct.
Okay. What color, how many buttons does it have?
1, 2, 3, and a joystick.
Okay. What color are the buttons?
You can make the buttons any color you want.
What about an original Donkey Kong? What color were they?
Blue and red.
And red. What about the joystick?
Black top.
I'm sorry?
Black top.
What does that mean?
Joystick, black top.
Is it always a black top?
Never seen anyone but black. Well, no, I have seen other ones. I've never played on one other than a black top.
What other color tops do they have?
White.
What other color aside from white?
I don't really think I've seen a color other than those. Not.
So white or black?
Yeah. Again, almost always black.
Billy has already taken the bait, confirming that an original joystick is almost always black and that he himself has never played on anything but a black joystick. Notice how the lawyer only asked what the color of the joystick could be, and didn't actually ask Billy if Billy had played on a joystick that wasn't black. This means that Billy was answering a question the lawyer didn't ask, which is a huge mistake. Any lawyer will tell you if you are in this position, it's critical to only answer the questions you're asked, and to avoid making statements that aren't necessary. But Billy loves to talk and just can't help himself. The first question about the color of the joystick was 50 minutes into the deposition, and the next time it would be brought up again would be a full 1 hour and 20 minutes later. It's important when placing traps to space out questions so that the witness forgets what they've previously said and what questions they've previously answered. This also prevents the witness from knowing what the plan of the lawyer is. Now the lawyer for Twin Galaxies asks what the specific cabinet looked like in the mortgage broker's world record. Again, not going directly for the stick, but asking general questions beforehand and leading into it.
Was it a blue cabinet or a red cabinet?
It was, gee, good question. Yeah. I think it was blue, but that's a good question.
What about the color of the buttons? What color are they?
I don't remember anything being different than the usual blue, red.
And then we talked a little bit about
I'm sorry, I don't know the color of the buttons.
Okay. What about the color of the joystick?
If it wasn't black, I wouldn't have played it.
Why is that?
Because the other joysticks are not real joysticks. They're not Donkey Kong joysticks.
They're not four-way joysticks?
They're not authentic joysticks.
They'd be something else?
Yeah, they'd be something either not from Nintendo or something I'm not familiar with playing.
Billy falls into the trap again, stating that he would never play with a joystick that wasn't black, and reiterating that a joystick that isn't black wouldn't be authentic. When you have a witness that is so easily being set up like this, you don't want to expose them too early. You want to milk them as much as possible. If you have someone like Billy who is so willing to lie about something that you can prove is not true, you want to allow him to lie many times to increase the damage. What's really fascinating is that Billy Mitchell defenders, and God knows how they still exist, will try to argue that the red joystick is original hardware, or that it's simply not an issue.
The stick is OEM red and black. Your video did not go into detail about how that stick was not an official stick.
Grasping at straws is what they're doing. Grasping at straws is what they're doing. Now they got a red joystick. Ooh, we got him now, boy. Ooh, we got a red joystick and we got him now. Oh, we got him right where we want him. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Wow, man.
Unfortunately, they are either lying or misinformed. The joystick being red is absolutely a problem, and was against the rules. And not only was it against the rules, but it's modified hardware, and therefore destroys Billy's lawsuit against Twin Galaxies, which hinges on his argument that he played on unmodified original hardware. And that's why Billy has no choice but to lie and say the joystick was black. Twin Galaxies continues to allow Billy to keep digging.
If the buttons were incorrect, would that make it? Would that make the arcade machine non-authentic?
Objection.
If you know.
Vague as to incorrect and causes speculation. But you're talking about the color or the?
Yeah, the color.
The color?
Yeah.
No, the color is
Like if they were
irrelevant.
purple buttons, would that make it a non-authentic machine?
No. If it wasn't what we call a plunger button or a Nintendo button, plunger button's a better word,
Right.
then that would be incorrect, I guess.
And then if it wasn't either a black or white joystick, would that make it a non-authentic machine?
No. It's a four-way joystick.
Mm-hmm.
The ball on top is almost always black.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely have I seen anything else. If it wasn't black, then I wouldn't have played it.
And why wouldn't you play it?
Because it would be a different feel. When I say that when I express it confidently, it's just that I know I would have ran away from it if it was something different.
It's incredible how easily Billy is manipulated into lying. Billy is overcompensating here, elaborating on questions the lawyer isn't asking, and the hole that he is digging just keeps getting deeper and deeper. Now that Billy has already established the joystick should be black and that he would never play on it if it wasn't black, we now want to focus our attention to the color red. We know the joystick was red, so we want to ask Billy directly what he would do if he encountered a red joystick. However, the lawyer again doesn't go straight to the color red, instead asking about other colors first.
If I showed you a photo of the machine with a purple joystick, would that be the machine that you played on?
No.
Definitely not. What about a green joystick? Would that be the machine you played on?
I remember it being black.
Okay. What if it was a red joystick? Would that be the machine you played on?
I remember it being black.
But what if it was a red joystick?
Objection. Explanation calls for speculation. It's you're asking him if the joystick he says is black was red.
Yeah.
What then?
Yeah.
That
What
doesn't
then?
make any sense. Are you asking whether he would have played the machine?
Yeah. Would you
if
have
it had
played the machine then if it was a red joystick?
No. I would have made him change it to black.
Did that happen?
It was black.
This is amazing. After this lawsuit ends, Billy absolutely needs to become a shovel salesman, because the rate at which he is digging this hole is impressive. What's incredible is that Billy's lawyer is objecting to the questions about the joystick being red simply because Billy said the joystick was black. This might be considered badgering the witness because the lawyer is asking questions that conflict with what the witness has already testified to being the truth. But knowing the truth, it's completely reasonable for Twin Galaxies to repeatedly ask about the red joystick. The lawyer claims the question makes no sense, and if Billy were telling the truth, the question wouldn't make sense. It only makes sense because Billy is lying.
What if it was a red joystick? Would that be the machine you played on?
I remember it being black.
But what if it was a red joystick?
Objection. Explanation calls for speculation. It's you're asking him if the joystick he says is black was red.
Yeah.
What then?
Yeah.
That
What
doesn't
then?
make any sense. Are you asking whether he would have played the machine?
Yeah. Would you
if
have
it had
played the machine then if it was a red joystick?
No.
By this point, Billy has dug a hole straight through to China, and is now just oscillating back and forth between the two opposite sides of the Earth. It's finally time to unleash the photos. But again, this must be done strategically, and in a way that doesn't startle the cornered animal. So first, we show a picture of the cabinet with the stick hidden behind a human barrier, so that Billy can't see it. We want to get Billy to confirm the cabinet is the one he played on, without letting him know the color of the joystick.
I'm going to now show you Exhibit G, a picture of Mr. Mitchell with Todd Rogers at the Florida Association of Mortgage Brokers show. There you go.
Okay.
Is that you?
That's me.
Is that Todd Rogers?
That's Todd.
Who's the other gentleman there?
Don't know.
Okay. Is that the Donkey Kong arcade cabinet that you played on?
It looks like it's it.
Success. Billy has confirmed that particular cabinet is the one he played on. There is no escaping now. Billy's demise is inevitable. This was critical because another point that Billy Mitchell defenders tried to use is that the cabinet in the photos was not the one that Billy actually played on.
It's just astounding to me. Like, I don't understand how you're gonna sit there in a video and claim that one specific part on the machine that, mind you, Billy didn't play. Billy did not play the machine that is in the photo. So you can't sit there and say that he played it, even if it's not the same machine. So the whole case, the whole thing that Carl's been sitting on and hinging is a photo of a cabinet that Billy didn't even fucking play on.
However, again, this is uninformed and misguided because Billy had already testified that it was indeed the cabinet he used. Now it's time to put Billy out of his misery. The lawyer finally shows Billy the full cabinet in all of its red glory.
I'm now going to show you Exhibit H, another picture of Mr. Mitchell at the Florida Association of Mortgage Brokers. Do you see that there?
Yep.
Is that still the same cabinet that you played on?
That doesn't look like the joystick, though.
Was the joystick changed?
Not by me. Maybe in the photo.
So are you contending that photo was altered?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm saying I don't remember the joystick being red. That's all.
Isn't it true, Mr. Mitchell, that you played that machine on an 8-way joystick?
No.
Billy reacts in a flurry of random off-the-cuff remarks, insinuating that this wasn't the joystick and that someone else had changed it. It's honestly ridiculous. But what is he supposed to do? Billy had utterly and completely trapped himself by his own lies about the stick being black to such an extent that there was nothing he could do to salvage the situation. And if you are expecting some kind of epic climax and gotcha moment from Twin Galaxies, you'll be disappointed. The point of depositions is just to get the admissions you want, and then the big dramatic moments come at trial in front of a jury. So at this point, they had gotten what they needed and they moved on. And if you think this kind of thing rattled Billy, you would also be disappointed. Lying to this guy is like breathing to you and I. Even after getting more exposed than I've seen anyone get exposed before, he just moves on like nothing ever happened and continues to lie for the next 4 hours. He is a lying machine, and he will not stop until every ounce of his dignity is dead. One final note, one of Billy Mitchell's biggest offenders on YouTube, Van Buren20, said something interesting in his video defending Billy. He said this.
He goes into detail and shows a picture of a red joystick saying it's not an official joystick, it's an 8-way cheater stick. And I'm telling you right now, it's a bunch of bullcrap. Do you know why these pictures exist, Carl? Let me just fill you in. The only reason why these these pictures exist and they came out of nowhere and you're like, oh, Billy didn't know about these pictures. And oh boy, is he going to be scared to see these photos. These photos just recently got released because Billy released them, okay? Billy's lawyers subpoenaed that convention to get those pictures for evidence, which is why they exist now. Do you think they're going to release a photo if they thought it was going to hurt his case? Ask yourself that question. Are they going to go and subpoena for this photo? And then if it's going to hurt him? No, they're not.
The claim is that Billy knew about the photos and it was Billy that released them because they didn't hurt his case. But let's ask Billy if he had the photos. I mean, if anyone would know if Billy had the photos and knew about them, it would be Billy. Let's see what Billy says.
Do you have any photos of the mortgage broker's score?
No.
I'm sorry. Do you have any photos of you at the mortgage broker's convention?
No, I don't.
Do you have any photos of the Donkey Kong arcade machine that you played there?
No.
Wait a minute, Billy says he didn't have any photos, but Van Buren just yelled at us telling us that he did know about them and that he released them. Is Van Buren suggesting that Billy knew about the pictures, gave them to Twin Galaxies, then said he didn't have any photos, and lied about what the photos showed? If true, I can't even be mad. That's an extremely impressive level of stupidity. The problem with Billy Mitchell's sycophants is that they don't yet realize that Billy is a pathological liar, so they'll just believe whatever he tells them and then repeat it confidently, not realizing they just end up looking like complete idiots. And unfortunately, they just don't know much about what's really going on. I'll let you know another secret. When I made that original video about the red joystick, I already knew what Billy said in his deposition. I already knew he testified the stick was black.
I remember it being black.
Okay. What if it was a red joystick? Would that be the machine you played on?
I remember it being black.
I already knew that Billy Mitchell said a red joystick would not be original hardware.
If it wasn't black, I wouldn't have played it.
Why is that?
Because the other joysticks are not real joysticks. They're not Donkey Kong joysticks.
They're not 4-way joysticks?
They're not authentic joysticks.
I already knew that Billy had confirmed the cabinet in the photos was the one he played on.
It looks like it's it.
I already knew that Billy said he didn't have any photos himself.
Do you have any photos of the Donkey Kong arcade machine that you played there?
No.
As someone who is getting sued by Billy Mitchell, it is my duty to be informed about everything that is going on with Billy Mitchell. And it's shocking how confident people can be when they couldn't be more wrong. You might think my Billy Mitchell videos are pretty crazy, but truth be told, I barely scratched the surface of Billy's antics. I can assure you, you still have no idea just how insane Billy is. Most people don't even realize that people like Billy Mitchell could exist. They don't appreciate that pathological liars are a real thing. And it is my duty to enlighten you as to how dishonest people can be. When more people wake up, we will all be better off. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.